This week on Birds of Play, we're talking about the PewDiePie controversy and Steam Greenlight getting the axe.
Hey everybody, welcome to Birds of Play, Season 2, Episode 6. I am your host with the most, John Tyler McCrone.
Most what?
John McCrone.
Joined by...
Pierce Turner.
And Homeless. That's
Hobo.
Logan Anstett. Hobo Logan Anstett.
Lost his shoes, lost his home, lost his
home.
job. What's next
He's
for
got
him?
some meth. Anyway, going right into it.
Yes.
Not something that should be.
PewDiePie.
PewDiePie.
Let's talk about PewDiePie.
Oh,
Who's that?
gosh.
I've never heard of him.
He's a big YouTube man. Apparently he's a Nazi. Logan, you kind of want to like break down the story a little bit?
Yeah.
Let's break it down.
So,
break it down.
for those who don't know who PewDiePie is, he is YouTube's biggest personality solely for the reason that he has the most subscribers on the platform. He has gotten into some recent controversy with people saying that he could be anti-Semitic for videos and things he's been putting in his videos. The latest thing was he paid a group of people $5 through this website to hold up a sign that said "Death to all Jews." Yeah. So
I see the humor.
yeah, Disney and YouTube decided to sever ties with him, and then he made a response video that came out yesterday, which was pretty intriguing.
We won't show like the response we did here because it's just him talking, so there's not much content there. But we will link it because everybody should watch it because it's terrible.
Yeah.
Like it's just.
Well,
go ahead.
So he's complaining about the media. Oh, the media is covering me in a bad light because I make money and I'm on YouTube. Well, and political correctness. Okay, there's a difference between avoiding political correctness, which is fine, and just being an asshole. And he's just being an asshole. Like his jokes usually are just like him yelling.
Yeah.
And now, I mean, it's just not funny.
Yeah.
And it's there's a good reason everybody's shitting on him.
This is, I believe, like this most recent one with the sign is the 6th video he's made that had like anti-Semitic.
Apparently, like in the
ties
past
to
year, I
it.
don't know the exact count, but it's been a consistent thing where he's been, and he's known for pushing the envelope, right?
Right.
That's something that he said he's always done, but it's gone too far, and I feel like what his response video showed is that he's not sorry for what he did.
No.
He's sorry that the media focused on him.
And there's a difference because like having those kind of jokes, while people will be offended by them, that can be a part of your format. Like for instance, that's a part of Funhouse's format. They do it in like
That's a part of our format.
it's part of like their format, and they do it like a lot, and they don't get in a lot of trouble for it. PewDiePie, that's not part of his format. If I'm wrong, he started with like appealing to like younger kids, right?
I mean, not really. He's always cursed and kind of.
He's always cursed, but like he's played like those kids games.
His thing has been
the same people that play Call of Duty.
That's true. That's true.
He used to play games like 80% of his channel used to be gameplay videos and reaction videos like that. Now 80% of his channel is like vlogs and these reacting to weird things on the internet and just finding weird stuff. Like he barely does any gaming videos, which is what he was known for.
Right.
And a lot of people called that weird, back in the day or whatever. But like Twitch is a huge thing now. Things like that are big. And he talked about it last year about how that just wasn't making him happy, which I'm fine with. But I don't know if you need to do this kind of extreme. I get comedy is boundary pushing, but this is too far. And the way that he qualified this says to me that he's not feeling remorseful at all about possibly offending people.
He didn't apologize in the video.
Well, look,
like
it's easy.
didn't.
It's very easy to just shit on PewDiePie. I mean, he's pretty annoying. He's very loud. But the fact of the matter is, everybody should respect what he did. I mean, he is the #1 subscriber.
The Nazi stuff?
No, not that. Before that, but he is the #1 subscribed person on YouTube.
He still is.
Still is.
He still
and,
is.
He probably still will.
still will be, probably,
all he does is he was really the one who started the whole just playing video games with a microphone.
That's true. He made it popular.
I mean, he did a lot for not only YouTube's but for gaming, for
and
all
I don't like nag on him for being like someone annoying or anything. It's just not my format. What I nag on him about,
What is your format?
like more like mature content. No. Like what I rag on him about, which is something that a lot of YouTubers do, where they complain about the work that they have to do and how much of it there is, and they complain about the money. Something PewDiePie says a lot is, I don't even care about the money. It's not even something, that's what the media paints me as. And I just thought about like, it's really easy to say you don't care about money when you have like all the money you could ever want. It's really easy to say that. It doesn't
Well, he
really
didn't start
mean
off with all that money.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean anything now.
I mean, okay, so
Like, it doesn't.
His origin story is that he was literally working at a hot dog stand, and then he quit that job
Not
to
a
do
bad
this
job.
full time on YouTube. And the thing is, like, he brought up the main thing I want to focus on, and the problem that I really had with this apology video.
Just imagine him handing out
is
hot
that-
dogs like, oh, that's
Yep.
the juice. That's the juice. That's the juice.
The main problem that I have is the fact that he looked at people like the Wall Street Journal. He looked at people. He looked at what he calls old school media who were targeting him for this, and how they only focused on the money. Here's the thing: just coming from a perspective of like me and Pierce are both, studying journalism right now. John takes many journalism classes as well as many of this crew. Journalism is about writing what people are going to be interested in, and what people are interested in is the fact that this dude does the things that you and me do every single day, and that's playing video games,
And it's making pickle
makes millions of dollars a year
That's
doing
the story.
it.
It's
That's
not
the
that they're
story.
targeting him. It's not that
Yeah.
they're malicious. They're out to get him. The story is
And
that
the
he's
other
making a
thing
shit ton of
is,
money.
like,
Sorry, but that's what everybody knows.
If you read those articles, they don't say, oh, PewDiePie's a bad person for making this money. They say the fact PewDiePie makes this much doing this thing. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
And he takes it as, oh, they're ragging on me on my money.
That's
It's like,
all they're focusing on.
of course they are. You make $7 million a year doing YouTube.
And here's the thing: like he does
lot
do
of money.
do a
YouTube.
ton of good. Like
A lot of hot
last year,
dogs.
his charity in
Charities,
December made
hot dogs.
$1.3 million, and they donated all of that with
Where's the
a
other
few
6
fellow
million?
YouTubers. But the problem is that does not make up for the fact that what he did was offensive, and that his apology, frankly, wasn't an apology. It was more of a T. Martin style of, sorry you were offended, sorry you got upset by it. Like, you can't do that. There's no qualification for you doing consistent like anti-Semitic things, joke or not, and people are getting offended by it, and then you're just like, oh, but it's just a joke.
Yeah.
Like, it only goes so far. I'm all for pushing boundaries. I'm all for that kind of comedy. Non-PC comedy is essential, I think, in seeing where
Sure.
we're getting. But like,
Yeah.
But don't be an asshole.
you can't.
Exactly.
If a group gets legitimately offended, and you have actual Nazis, like neo-Nazis.
He's good, he's
gravitating
fine.
gravitating towards your site,
Yeah.
you can't
Free
just
speech.
dismiss that.
He's gonna run for president.
It's one of those
soon.
things where even though, sure, he started poor everything, it's a common thing where rich people complain about being rich and like doing rich things and then getting called out for it. I don't care that he started off as a hot dog salesman. He now represents an enormous worldwide media company as basically the face of YouTube. He should know that he has
Well, no longer.
responsibilities.
YouTube has cut their
Well,
show.
no longer YouTube now.
It doesn't matter though.
I'm saying
He
he
still
did.
gets
Yeah.
the number one trending video.
Exactly.
But the thing is, in the past, he has made fun of that kind of that YouTuber culture of I spend all my money, I make this egregious amount of money. Like he's done multiple videos where he's gotten like these crappy cars and acted like it was the new Lambo that like a bunch of
Right.
the Phase and Optic like professional gaming guys had. Like he made fun of it all the time. The problem is.
Well, once again, he made fun of it, but he still made $7 million a
but
year. So
the thing is, like,
much
I
hot dogs?
don't, I
It's a
really
lot of
don't
hot dogs.
think, I believe him when he says that money isn't the most important thing to him, but I don't believe
can
him
be.
in
I'm
which
not saying it's
I
not. It
don't,
can be.
I don't believe him when I think that the main problem that he thinks with what is happening is the media coverage of him. Because for the media to cover this, there had to be a story there. People, the whole PewDiePie makes $1 billion. Yeah, we've heard that story. You can be mad at them for the past. But that is not what's happening right now. What's happening right now is you
Direct
made some
consequences of his
really,
actions.
you made some crap comments. You made some crappy videos that had some really bad stuff in
and
it,
it's
and people
his
got
fault
offended.
that he got
it's his
everything.
fault.
Own up to it.
Yeah.
Own up to
And
it.
there was also that thing, you're talking to us about it before the show. Like he did something specific in the video with the journalists, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. So
Yeah.
in the Wall Street, he highlights the Wall Street Journal, this article that came out recently about him possibly being anti-Semitic, and I get it. That headline, yeah, a little bit of speculation. It's a little hyperbolic. That's what journalism often is in order to get clicks. Believe it or not, because nobody pays for this stuff that much
Click,
anymore.
click.
The problem is
Boom.
he showed 3 authors that wrote the thing, which is easy enough information, but basically without directly saying go attack them on Twitter.
He kind of called them out.
He called them
kinda
out, and
yeah.
those 3 dudes were getting pounded yesterday. Thousands and thousands, probably even hundreds of thousands
Billions
of messages.
even.
And knowing PewDiePie's fan base, that was
Yeah.
probably awful.
You
was
have
not
53
good.
million people
Yeah.
possibly going after these people.
That's a lot of tweets.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, I was kind of like a little bit like not watching, like not kind of on your side like when it first was showing, because like, oh yeah, he just didn't block the names, but then he did go like, oh, these people, like they apparently watched my videos.
That
and they
screenshot was
had a thing
on
about
there
it.
for
Yeah.
a minute.
And then he ragged on it. It's like, okay, that's kind of like, you're right. He's not outwardly attacking them or
Here's
calling
the
for an attack, but it's implied.
And the thing is, like, I don't want
Lot
to
of hot
delve too
dogs.
deep into
Lot of hot dogs.
what journalism is, but
Oh, boy.
you're not paid that much as a journalist. Those guys probably get 45K, 50K a year at most, right?
Mm-hmm.
They probably didn't choose to cover the story from that angle, choose to cover that story specifically, even maybe.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they put 3 guys on this because they said there's a bunch of videos here. He's made anti-Semitic comments.
Lot of hot dogs.
Report about it. Disney's dropped him, YouTube's dropped him. Like this is a big thing.
Drop him like it's
So
hot.
they cover the story. Whether or not you agree with the angle they took, that's what they did. But I'm telling you now that probably wasn't their intention to cover it from that direction.
It says on air.
So what would we do differently? If we were put in that position, PewDiePie's position, we had Disney endorsements, we had YouTube's endorsements. What would we do? Would we just do whatever we want, or would we try to not be such a crazy,
No, because there's a
racist
once again,
psychopath?
like there's a thing where people say, "Oh, it's YouTube. Who cares?" That's not that. It's Disney. It's YouTube. It's that Fiverr company. These are real, like legitimate companies that you have to be responsible for if you want to be the face of these companies.
I don't fault those companies.
You have to be responsible.
Nah.
Because if they didn't drop them, people would be saying, "Hey, Disney, why do you want this anti-Semitic guy to go up?" Sure, that might be a over-exaggeration, but they can still get those comments. And if I was Disney, I wouldn't want those comments.
And
it's freaking Disney.
YouTubers defended him, and a lot of his fans defended him. But the bottom line is like,
if he would have apologized,
if
I
it
would've
would have been a
fine.
legitimate
Remorseful.
apology, sure. Like we're going to link that video down in the YouTube description. But like, if that was more of a legitimate apology, I could totally see myself defending him today. But the part where he just tore into people who are essentially defenseless against what his fans are doing to them,
Tore
like
into 'em.
that's where I lost all respect for
Hot
what he
dogs.
was trying to say.
Speaking of tearing into people, before we go on to the next subject, I'd like John. You think you want to explain to the fans why you have a beat up face?
Oh yeah, Pierce didn't fight with honor. Yesterday, there was an inflatable. You can see it right here. It's right there. Zoom in. Zoom in on my nose. Zoom in on my poor little
nobody needs to see
broken
this.
nose. It's a little
Nobody.
out of focus. It'll focus up. There was inflatable fighting sticks on the green yesterday, right? And Pierce and I challenged each other to a friendly duel. And you know what happened? You know what you do in those type of duels? You go kind of low. You know, you hit the mid. You block. Pierce, here, get the big shot. Get the wide shot. Pierce did this. We sided up, right? I go low. This is Pierce's reaction. That's what happened.
Sorry, that's how you fight. That's how you fight
He
people.
attacked me.
Sorry, I don't know what to say.
I am suing him.
So you are a button masher in real life too.
Hey, it's
It's a legitimate strategy.
all right. Well, yeah. We'll,
Speaking of button mashing, Steam Greenlight, a lot of button mashers.
That
on
is
that.
the worst
Green
segue
light.
I have ever heard in my
it's a
life.
segue.
Yep, it's getting.
So let's talk about Steam.
It's not necessarily getting canceled. It's being like
Replaced.
replaced, repurposed.
So
by
what is
Steam
Greenlight, John?
Direct. Steam Greenlight is a terrible service, wherein anyone
Real impartial
who
there.
wants to make a game and put it on Steam can put it on this garbage pile, and people will vote for it. And if it gets enough votes, Steam says, "Okay, fine, it's on our store now."
Essentially, it's almost anybody who wants to make a game
Yeah.
can make a game, and
Yeah.
that's why Steam has all this shovelware. That's why Steam has an almost infinite library of games. Most of them are because of Greenlight, and most of them are really bad.
Open world RPG is that's just streaming.
A lot of them
Steam
don't get
games.
finished. A
Yeah,
lot of
exactly.
them, they'll start getting a lot of fans, a lot of players, and they just won't finish them. Like
Exactly.
Ark, for
Because
example.
why would you need to? You already made $1 billion. Why bother?
So the problem with Greenlight is just that it's all this shovelware, all this bullshit
Yeah.
on Steam, and what's the new solution?
The new thing, Steam Direct, right?
Steam Direct.
It's called Steam Direct, and what it is, if I understood it and read it right, is you pay a certain amount of money. I still don't really know. Like they said, $100
Anywhere,
to
they
$5,000.
haven't figured out which.
They're trying to figure
it's
out.
somewhere. It's
still.
gonna be somewhere
Yeah.
between 100 and 5,000,
which is
a
a
pretty
a big strange. But anyway, after you pay that money, then does it go right into the store? Or does it
You
go
pay
into
the money and you
vote
also
system?
prove who you are
Yeah.
through some documents. You prove that you're like a real,
Yeah.
like effective person.
Right. And if that goes on, it goes onto the store. You get reimbursed that money.
As long as you make money.
As long as you make
As long
money,
as your game
yeah.
makes money.
So it's kind of like a down payment type of thing. I think it's a way better system because you can't just have anybody doing whatever they
Yeah,
want.
I agree.
You actually had to have some capital to go into the system.
And when you
which
think
is
about it,
good.
if you're gonna make a game on Steam, which is the biggest downloadable
Yeah.
service ever, and you make a good game, it's gonna make a lot more than
Yeah.
$5,000.
Because I mean, I was asking this dude and this dude, like name one game, one good game that came out of Steam Greenlight. What we had so far, the big giant list was General Jousting, which is terrible, and Oregon Trail, which got most of its
Which
money
came out in
from
1986.
Kickstarter. No, Oregon Trail.
Oregon, it's a
was-
Zambia.
right,
It's a
Oregon
Zambia.
Trail, yeah.
But
Oregon
here's the
Trail.
thing.
That was
I don't really.
Yeah, well,
I didn't play
to get on
PC
Steam it
until
was, yeah.
November, so
Yeah.
I don't know. The
I
reputation
grant
that
you that.
Steam has is it's close to mobile gaming as possible in the terms that there is just a bunch of shovelware on the site. The problem that I have with Steam Direct is I do think it is going to inhibit the kid that you know who's making a game right now in college, and as soon as he gets out of college, he wants to publish this game, but doesn't have the capital. Because if they say they end up charging that $5,000 fee, where is he going to get that from? And you just said, let me.
Okay.
John's like, oh, you can go on Kickstarter.
I am
All
the
the good games get funded. We don't know that because we haven't played all the good games. And maybe, dude, if there's a chance that like somebody could, what if the guys who developed Owlboy, you like Owlboy a lot, what if they didn't have the capital to fund this? I mean, they spent 10 years making that game. If they didn't have the support that they had, that game never would have come out.
It's true.
But since they did have support, it became a good game.
And here's my thing about this. With the PewDiePie system, people think, oh yeah, you can make a game, you can do whatever you want. And it's like, all
Wait, the PewDiePie
whatever.
system?
Like what I said with PewDiePie. Like the social, like YouTube, like it's like, oh, it's free, who cares? It's going on. I have a thing.
Why did you name it that, though?
Let me get it.
It's a different topic.
Let me get it.
PewDiePie system.
There's a system where if you're going on
do
Steam,
Nazi salutes as
it's
you're
not
funding
you like having fun. Oh yeah, I want to publish a game or whatever. It's you entering into a business transaction, a business agreement. If your game is just, as we said, shovelware, it's just a copies of other games. That's not professional. That's not good. That just dilutes the system and ruins it for everyone else. Mm-hmm. And like I said, if your game is good, and not in terms of like objectiveness or anything, if it has a good business model, a good business plan, you can promote it well, and all these things, it will succeed on Kickstarter. It's just you putting in the effort. Sure, some doofus and just got out of college wants to make an 8-bit freaking zombie game, doesn't want to promote or anything, he can put it on Extreme Greenlight, sure, but that guy doesn't have the drive to actually make good games. That's what I'm saying. You have to have the drive to succeed.
But here's the problem, because you're still going to have people who are just doing asset flips like Digital Homicide,
Right.
still making these things because they have these networks now where they literally just pay people to upvote and buy these crap games. Like they give you the money and they're like, here, buy this and we'll give you some credit or something or whatever.
But this makes Steam a more credible game service.
It makes it a lot more credible.
Right now, Steam is just with Greenlight. Anybody can make anything, put it up. Right now, but with this makes everybody who can put a game on Steam has to have some sort of credit, some sort of credibility, and whether that's their identity or the fee that they're putting down. This makes every game going forward put on Steam something worth looking at.
And also
instead of something to scroll past.
Yeah, it's a double effect of increasing quality and increasing legitimacy, because anyone can go on anything and just be like, oh, I like that idea, upvote. I like that idea, upvote. It's a lot different when it says, okay, if you want this, put in $5 and you may or may not get it. If you can like get a Kickstarter, sure, we heard a lot, a lot of games pass Kickstarters and stuff, but that's still an enormous.
A lot of great games like Mighty Number 9.
A lot of great games like Mighty Number 9, they pass these enormous goals, normally with like, flying amounts of money.
Bad games don't get made, right? Through Kickstarter. Only great games through Kickstarter.
A lot of good games.
Shenmue 3, that's going to be great when it comes out, let me tell you.
Hey, but that's a difference. People, instead of people voting for it, people say, I want this with my wallet. In this society, that's the most important, that's the only like primer you need. It doesn't matter if we think it's bad, if people are willing to pay for it, that's a sign of legitimacy.
And this is the chance for developers to say, I want to make this with my wallet.
I understand voting with your wallet, and here's the thing:
voting with your wallet.
Steam Direct sounds so much better than Steam Greenlight. Like I'm literally just I'm trying to play a little bit of devil's advocate here.
I get you.
Just because like there is going to be that instance where we're going to hear about a story of I couldn't get my game through.
So I couldn't get
this through here, and then Sony or Microsoft's going to pick them up, and people are going to be like, "What were they thinking?" Like
also,
that's
it's a thing like. $5,000 is a lot, but it is like a refundable thing. If you can't find like $5,000 in some way, like what are you doing? You're probably a hobo or something. Like you can get $5,000.
This is John McCrone.
You're a hobo.
John McCrone, how many games have you made on Steam?
60,000.
Oh,
yeah.
So all of the games on Steam.
Mm-hmm. You know Ark?
Actually, that's like 1/8.
I made Ark, and Rust. I made Rust.
Oh, those are bad games. So you should probably forgive your.
I do it for the money.
Rust is funny.
That's the other problem. You have a bunch of.
That's about the best you can say about most greenlit games.
It's a lot of low quality, somewhat funny games for like $1.
Play Genital Jousting. It's on sale for $249 right now on Steam.
That's the game
where
you're
it's in Steam Early Access. You literally just play as a bunch of dicks.
Wieners.
Yeah. Any final comments on Steam Greenlight or Steam Direct?
PewDiePie might be a Nazi.
PewDiePie might be a Nazi,
And
actually. He did dye his hair white.
Steam Direct is good. Steam Direct is good. Steam Direct is bad.
You think it's good?
I'm hopeful for it.
You're hopeful for it?
But I don't really see it changing.
What do you think about PewDiePie?
I don't see it changing.
Final thoughts
anything.
about PewDiePie?
Own up for your shit, dude.
Yeah. Be a man.
Yeah, because when you're watching this video, you'll hear us say,
I don't want to say be a man. I want to say be a professional.
Be a man.
That's what you should be doing, is being professional. As we all are on Birds of Play.
Were you trying to make that a Mulan thing?
Season 2, episode 6.
Episode 6.
Do you know numbers?
I'm John Tyler McCrone.
Yeah. Pierce Turner.
Logan
Hobo.
Anstead. Can I not be a hobo?
All right, bye.
save your Snapchat story so we can put that in.
Vampire
I
Weekend.
did save it.
Okay, but so we didn't put that in when he's talking about getting his ass kicked, because that'd be great. We have to have the footage of it.
I don't think I have footage of him getting hit.
But
in the
yeah,
face.
we can still have footage of just
I think
the
it's
fight.
just James.
We can have like general footage of fights.
Genital footage.
Genital footage of general.
I don't want genital footage of Logan, please.
Yeah.
Genital footage.